Hey everyone, welcome to kind of a different video for me. I just really want to show off this build that I made in a Realm server with some friends. So, TLDR, it's a cactus farm. I like to call it my semi-automatic cactus farm, which might just be what I end up naming the video. But I call it that because it doesn't actually require any redstone. I can throw a piece of cactus in, it'll go to an underground waterway that'll take it over there, up, and across this aqueduct, this kind of ruined aqueduct, until the item will eventually drop out here. It's honestly an incredibly simple build. Like I said, it requires no redstone, so you can really build it with just a couple buckets of water and ice. Each of these rows of cactus has a water stream on either side, so when they grow to 3 tall, these glass panes, which I used because they're just kind of invisible, really. Like, you don't notice them unless you're looking for them, you know? They kind of blend in, so it's nice. These glass panes break the cactus when they go to 3 high, and most of the time they'll fall on either side. There's some times where they don't, like you saw before, but honestly, I didn't make this to be fast. I just kind of made it to look good, so it's form over function in its entirety. But once the cactuses fall, they flow through these waterways that flow into this one bigger waterway that leads them to another waterway underneath the aqueduct here. This continues all the way through the length of it, like you can see right here, until it gets to this hill, at the end of which there's a water stream, I believe about here. Yes, there's a bubble column that takes the items, and because it's not a full source block, it has a little bit of flow to it, so it has a little bit of horizontal velocity that allows it to send the items on its way. The items then flow from that bubble column and keep going down this aqueduct, which they have luckily just enough speed to make it under these without me having to use ice. I kind of had to fine-tune it a little because I just didn't want to use ice. There would have been nowhere for me to hide it without just using a blatant full ice block, so I had to make do, but eventually they'll make their way all the way down the pathway before falling right over there. And I do have a hopper and a chest in this chest over here that anyone on this realm is free to use. So it's not fully unautomatic, but just by default, they just kind of drop here. So, you know, people got to make sure that they set that up before they AFK here. Luckily, nobody really needs cactus en masse yet, so that's why this isn't too, you know, industrial, too just pure production. It's very form over function. It's honestly a very simple build. The only reason it might look a little complex is because I got really bored while I was waiting for the cactus to grow, so I just kept adding to the area around it. This house originally was just this house area. There wasn't this stable area until I realized, oh, maybe I'll go and get a camel. I don't have a name for him. If anyone has a name that they would like me to name him, then put it in the comments and maybe I will. And as far as where the ruined aesthetic kind of came from, I saw a really nice Twitter post that had a bunch of aqueduct designs, and I wanted to find a way to incorporate it into a build. So I found it. I might be able to link it or at least put it up on screen, just, you know, as an example of what I'm talking about. Because I didn't come up with this, but everything else is by my design. We have little extra ruined pieces over here and over here. And of course, because we're playing on the most recent version, we have the cactus flowers and a bunch of dry grass just around everywhere. I actually had to go searching pretty far for these because this is a beach. This is technically a beach. And dry grass does not grow on beaches, so I think the nearest desert was like 3,000 blocks away, which isn't much when you have an elytra, but it was a trek. But other than that, yeah, that's really all I want to show with this area. It's just a nice little build that I've kind of been tinkering on in the background. I've been playing a lot on this realm. It's one with a bunch of me and friends, so unfortunately you can't join it, but I'd love to show off more if that's what you guys are interested in. I have my base, along with a bunch of other friends' bases, pretty close by, so that'd be an area I'd love to show off. But otherwise, yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope this kind of inspires other people to just build form over function builds, because this has been very fun. Kind of a return to form with Minecraft, just building. But other than that, that's all I have to show you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.